Hello, welcome to another episode of C3 Coaching from the John Serosa. My name is Kenneth and I am your coach slash guide for today. Our topic is going to be on mindset. I've been thinking a lot about that and been dealing with my own um, mindset for a good while, trying to understand and comprehend why I have seemed to be so negative about everything and acting or responding in a negative way for seemingly insignificant stimuli that's occurring in my life, experiences, whatever it may be, seem to always go to the negative responses. So I've been trying to be mindful of that and be very proactive in not responding in negative ways. And it benefits you in so many different ways to have an optimistic, I'm going to probably say positive a lot during this episode, but having an optimistic, hopeful, positive mindset and just how that can impact your biopsychosocial, spiritual well-being. And the flip side of that is having a negative mindset where you have no hope, you feel like there is no hope, you're in a dark tunnel and you don't see any light, and how that impacts you in your biopsychosocial, spiritual well-being. Actually, I mean, it causes sickness in so many different ways, whether it's mental sickness, um, social disconnect, makes you physically sick, and spiritually, it makes you feel like you're distant from your Creator, just because you're blaming yourself, you're blaming God, you're blaming others for whatever it is that you're going through in your life. And sometimes rightly so. You think about, let's just say, chronic spine pain. And like I said before, I deal with that. I've also had degenerative disc disease that I've been dealing with for 20 plus years. As far as I know, I didn't cause any of that. Um, I wasn't a sports player. I wasn't a daredevil. I wasn't a thrill seeker or anything like that. So I could try and blame others. I could blame my ancestors. I could blame my parents for the genetics. I could blame Adam and Eve. We go all the way back to Genesis chapter 3. I could say, God, you did this to me. You know, we can blame anybody that we want to, but blaming somebody usually doesn't change your situation. It doesn't make it better. And a lot of times it doesn't even make you feel better mentally, emotionally, or anything. So mindset can affect our quality of life. It may not take away your pain. It's not going to cure whatever ailment that you have. Mindset won't. But mindset can give you a better quality of life if you look at things from a positive, optimistic, hopeful vantage point, viewpoint. It can give you a better quality of life. Just try it and see. You wake up in the morning and you've got an ache or a pain, instead of just immediately starting to complain about that, try and find something in that room that you can be grateful for, that you can be thankful for, and just be thankful for that, be grateful for that. Um, have your shade open in the morning time so when you wake up you can look straight out your window and try and focus in on something that you can be thankful for. If it's raining, be thankful for the rain that's going to nourish and replenish the earth. Um, if you're like we are, we have farm animals, so you look out and you see the chickens that are already coming out of the coop. Be thankful for how they're created and how they're designed, and be thankful and grateful that, hey, in a few hours I can go out there and I can get some eggs, and then I can eat those eggs and it's going to nourish me. You know, just being mindful and having a mindset of, I'm going to pick out some things that are going to help me to focus on the positive, so that I can be optimistic, so that I can be hopeful. And again, it just changes your framework so that you're not always bent toward negative. Living in pain, constant pain, is debilitating. It drains you down. So you need a mindset that is encouraging, self-encouraging, just motivating ourselves just to continue on. And with that mindset, we could say that that's one form, that's one modality of self-care. I'm a big believer in having a toolbox of resources that I can grab. I can go into that toolbox at any time and pull out something that I can use at any moment to help me to either alleviate some pain or at least to get my mind off of the pain that I may be experiencing or the situation that I may be in. And mindset is one of those things, because in combination with mindset, all right, well, I want to have a positive mindset. What are some things that I can do? Again, having an attitude of gratitude. In this moment, what can I be grateful for? What can I show thanks for? If I'm in pain and I can't get up and my wife has to bring me something to drink, or she's getting me an ice pack, or she's taking, there's been sometimes when I couldn't even take my shoes off and my socks off. I couldn't bend down to get them off, and either her or one time my daughter did that for me. Instead of being just focused on the pain in that moment of feeling weak and helpless, reframing that and getting into that mindset of I'm grateful for them being able to take off my shoes and my socks. I'm being thankful to them that they're willing to help me out. Again, just changing that mindset. And you will see that as you try and focus on that more, that you may not reduce all of your pain, but the pain will become to where it's not a major factor in your life. The more that you are in that mindset of optimism, of being positive, of having hope, of seeing yourself for self-worth, especially, I don't know how many men are going to be watching this, but we think about us as guys. If I can't do something that I used to physically be able to do, we feel like I'm no longer a man, because that job, that ability that I had, that defined who I was. So learning to have self-worth, self-value, seeing beyond what I can physically do, that you're more than what you can physically do. You're more than a disease. You're more than a diagnosis. You're more than a handicap. You have so much more to offer the world around you. And the restrictions that may have been imposed on you because of your physical limitations or whatever it may be, just because you had to change career, just because you had to stop doing something that you enjoy doing, doesn't mean that you have to stop living your life. It's just a hiccup in the road. And then you find out what your new life is. What is my purpose in life? And then with a positive mindset, being excited about this new you, this new venture, and where it's going to take you and where it's going to lead you, and how you're going to be used to impact the people around you and even beyond that. So just changing the mindset, mental health awareness, mindset awareness, always being aware of how I'm responding to the situations of life. And that's one thing we can control, is how we respond to things. Nobody makes us respond in a negative way. Nobody makes us get angry. Nobody makes us worry. Nobody makes us respond in fear. That's how we respond, and we have control over that. We may not have control over a lot of things in our lives, but we have control over our mindset and how we respond to the different situations in our lives. And that can either hinder us, or that can bless us and make us more resilient in our lives. So I just want to encourage you to focus on your mindset. We always have a tendency to go to the negative, but we can stop in our tracks, slow down, be mindful, think of some things you can be thankful for, you can be grateful for. Think about a hopeful future, and then go from that negative and swing it around and go back to some positive ideas, some positive thinking. And again, I'm not talking about mind over matter or name it and claim it or anything like that. It's just reframing your life. Yeah, it is like this, and There's some things that I can't change. Yeah, I did have this happen to me in the past, and there's nothing I can change about that because it's in the past. But I can change how I respond in this moment, and I can look with hope, with optimism to a future where I'm going to be a benefit to other people. I've got self-worth, I've got self-value, I've got it within me that I can make changes in my life. Again, just mindset. So I just want to encourage you, I want to keep this a short video, but just take some time, slow down, focus on that mindset. There's a lot of different self-help, self-care techniques that you can do that would continue to remind yourself to look at your mindset before I open up my mouth, before I respond. How am I going to respond? Is it going to be in a negative way like I typically do? Or is it going to be in a more beneficial way for both myself and whoever it is that I'm around? So again, this is C3 Coaching from the Johnson Rosa. If you'd like to become a client in this coaching process, reach out to me, send me a message, send me an email, make some comments, ask some questions, and we'll get together, we'll collaborate, and we'll help you understand what your purpose is, regardless of what your diagnosis, your disease may be, and then get a game plan going. We'll get some self-care techniques, we'll learn about those, we'll implement those, and we'll gather a toolbox of resources, and you will start to go beyond a diagnosis, go beyond a disease, go beyond your limitations, and really start to live a life on purpose. But it starts with mindset, one step at a time, one moment at a time, understanding that I can't change a lot of things, but I can change how I respond to whatever it is in my life. So hopefully this has been an encouragement to you. Again, we're all in a struggle. We're all, in one way or another, suffering in life to a certain extent. We're all flawed, but it doesn't have to define us. What's my mindset? How am I responding to these different issues of life? So y'all take care. We'll talk to you soon. Again, if you would like to become a client, reach out to me and we'll get something scheduled for you. Take care.